All right, what's up? What's going on? I just wanted to jump on here and do a little flyweight talk here. Then we got this fight going down tonight, not tonight, but tomorrow night. So I wanted to get on here now because I don't think I really gave my official pick for this fight. Viviane Araujo versus Tracy Cortez. I think this is the only fight we got on the card. So yeah, so I just wanted to get on here for about an hour or something because I'm gonna be out a little bit later. So let's see, probably to like 7:15 or 7:30, however long it takes to just speak on some flyweight stuff and some discussion. But yeah, we got this fight going down tomorrow. Two Beats, what's up, man? UFC 317. Let me double check, man. I think that's the only female fight, right? Let me see. UFC 317. Capiria versus Oliveira. Yeah, it's the only women's fight on the card. Let me make sure there ain't no bantamweight fights, no strawweight fights. Yeah, this is the only one on the prelims. So yeah, well, at least we don't have to wait till the pay-per-view card. But yeah, I'm kind of torn on this fight here. I don't really have like anybody like I'm seriously rooting for as far as, oh man, I want to see this person make a big, I do want to see Tracy Cortez do something. I definitely want to see her do something because she is the younger fighter here, and it's always good to have some young, hungry fighters. But that's the thing, like I just said, young, right? We need some more hungry fighters, right? We need some hungry fighters and some fighters that are evolving. I mean, I was looking at Tracy Cortez's recent interview. I didn't listen to all of it, but I heard she was just saying, like, since the time off, she's been improving, right? So we'll see, right? We'll see. On the other side, you got Viviane Araujo, who is still hanging on. I know somebody in the comment section on the poll was saying that Viviane Araujo needs to retire or whatever. My thing is like, she don't need to hang it up. Like, Araujo still offers something, right? I mean, she just beat Karine Silva. I mean, she couldn't beat Natalia Silva, but she beat Karine Silva, and I think she's still a tough fighter, right? I mean, she's coming up short, but everybody that fights her, to me, they're in for a competitive fight, right? But that's the thing that's always kind of upset me about Araujo is I know like she has these skills and she's got like certain abilities that could get her to the belt, but I think it's something more mental that she's lacking, right? Like I just think she doesn't fully grasp like that critical thinking in a fight situation, right? Where you just have to react, like, well, let me say not react, but I would say adapt more so, more she just doesn't fully adapt to a situation, Araujo. So I think that's kind of been her downfall, but she's been competitive, she's been competitive all these fights. Like the Jennifer Maia fight, even the Grasso fight, they were all good fights, it wasn't like she was just going in there getting beat down. Like she's not on like this 6-fight losing streak like Andrea Lee, so I don't really see Araujo as somebody that needs to hang it up right now. I still think where she stands, she's a good test for fighters. Like I wanted to see her and Jasmine fight. Her and Rose would have been a good fight because I think Rose was actually targeting that fight. I think Rose said that before the Miranda fight was actually booked, she was thinking that they were going to book her against Araujo. And to me, that would have been a good little test for Rose. That would have been a good test. So I would have liked that match. And so I think Araujo still is a dangerous fighter. And I think that this is a dangerous fight for Tracy Cortez. I think with Tracy Cortez's, I hate to say a lack of striking defense here. Like she has some good offense when it comes to letting her hands go, but some of that lack of striking defense, that's something that Araujo could capitalize on, So we'll see how well she's improved. I'm looking over here. I didn't know that the stream pops up now on the main page. That's something new. I think StreamYard changed something up. Let me test something here. Hold on. All right, hold on. That's new. It's starting to do like OBS now because I can see your comments two beats on the main page. I never. Yeah, that is new. Hold on. Let me see something here. I'm gonna just type something in. Let's see. Hit the like. Oh wow, yeah, that's cool. They must change that because I know on OBS I always have to put like a little template up so the chat appears on the actual live stream. Because some people they want to go back and see the chat for whatever reason. So I'm like, you can see it whenever it comes up, but I can actually put it on the stream on OBS. But okay, I see they switched it up now. Okay, that's cool. So you can actually see the chat on StreamYard now. That's cool. 2B said, I feel like a fully focused and prepared Cortez can beat most women. She don't do anything spectacular, but she racks up solid competitive wins. Right. That's how I always described. That's how I always kind of describe Tracy Cortez as well. Like, I think she knows how to win. Like, and that's the thing about her. Like, she's not really an exciting fighter, but that's one of the reasons I always kept an eye on her, because she knows how to find ways to win. So I was like, okay, this girl right here, she might be some type of problem. But the thing is, when she runs into somebody that's highly skilled and highly talented, you're going to see what she really possesses, right? And I think I did pick her against Rose, I believe, because I thought that she would have used her wrestling. I thought she was going to take more like the approach Aaron Blanchfield did. But she wasn't ready for that boxing, man. She was not ready for that boxing from Rose. And that's what kind of set her back in my mind as, being this big threat. But yeah, I think when she's fully focused, she can find them ways to win, but they're never really like explosive like that. They're never really like these big statement making wins. Like, I think Aaron has shown more of a level of like, when she's fully focused, she's like dangerous. She can fully take control of a fight. I don't think Tracy Cortez has ever really been like in full control where we're like, oh man, this girl is going to be deadly. I mean, she's beaten the lower level fighters. I think did she fight Stephanie Edgar? Let me see. Did she fight? I think she did, right? That's the name that keeps coming to mind. Like, one of the names I just seen her kind of run through. Yeah, she did fight Stephanie Edgar in a close fight with Justine Keech. She had a close fight with Justine Keech. It was like a split decision, I see. But she did beat Melissa Gatto. I give her that. She did beat Melissa Gatto. And the Jasmine fight, that was a solid performance. The Jasmine fight was solid. Her striking looked on point in that fight. Again, that was just her offensive striking. But like, when you compare it to somebody with great footwork and timing like Rose, you saw how it still needed a little bit of work, right? So yeah, I definitely think she has she's got some good things going for her. Yeah, and she just doesn't do anything spectacular, but I'm trying to see like where she'll really be able to dominate in the fight against Araujo. You said I give her a pass for the Rose fight because she was only 1 week and a half out to adjust to Rose. Yeah. That was that fight. Yeah, she stepped in because Macy Barber had pulled out. Yeah. Yeah, that I remember. Yeah, she was already in training for Miranda. I remember. So, yeah, I kind of give her a pass for it a little bit, but I would still say that showed some holes in her game. I still showed some holes in her game there. So I think moving forward, I think this fight here is going to really show, okay, how does she step out of the box here? What's up, Marcus? What's going on, Marcus? Yeah, let me see it. Yeah, you can see the whole chat here now on the side. I mean, it kind of fades off as it goes up. So that's still okay though. I like that little add-on they put on here, a little update on StreamYard. So Araujo, I think she's faster, got a little bit more power. And when it comes to the strength, I think I would give her the strength edge as well. And even the jiu-jitsu, I would give her the strength. I would give her the edge too. But I think wrestling, and I would give Cortez the wrestling. I would give her the wrestling edge. Gas tank, I would give her that too. Physical strength, it might be a tie. It might be a tie. But Araujo is explosive. She's able to get them quick takedowns, and she can explode with them hard power punches. But she hadn't really knocked anybody out in a long time either. You know what I mean? Like, she hurt Andrea Lee in that one fight, and she kind of buzzed Grasso, but not since that Toledo Bernardo fight, which was a while back. Like, she hadn't really stopped anybody, right? So I'm not really banking on her to score some type of big knockout, maybe like a flash knockdown. But even then, it's been a while. It's been a long time. But I think that there's a lot of good things that Araujo has that she could go in here and beat Cortez, but it's all in that one factor. If she just sticks to a game plan that works, or would she kind of falter again? Because Cortez might not be spectacular, but she kind of stays consistent in the fight. She'll stay consistent whenever she's doing what she's doing and it's working. She'll just stay on that line, right? She'll stay on that line. She won't really go astray. Araujo, sometimes she'll kind of go off the line, and that gives her opponent a chance to get back in the race, and sometimes beat her. Let's see. You say, yeah, this one here. Yeah. We'll know where her ceiling is for sure in this fight. Because this one is going to tell us, okay, can she get by her like Natalia Silva, or will she be like Karine Silva? And that's the thing. I think that even though Araujo is kind of a fast, quick striker and awkward striker, I think her weakness is other strikers, because she lost to Jessica Ai, who's a boxer. And then she loses to Caitlin Chikagan, who's also a boxer. But it's kind of, and then she loses to another boxer in Grasso. So I actually think, man, if Cortez stays more in a boxing range and uses striking in this fight, she could win. But if you kind of play into Araujo's hands, where she can get her hands on you, be a little bit more physical, or she can jab you because you're not really giving her too much movement, she could beat you. That's kind of how she beat Montana. Montana doesn't really have the footwork, and she's easy to hit. So she's constantly putting them jabs down the pipe. Karine Silva stands right there. Karine Silva's not really a striker. She beats her. Andrea Lee had some moments because she's a striker, but Andrea Lee is kind of similar to Araujo, where she doesn't stick to her game plan. So what happens? Araujo is able to edge that one. In the Jennifer Maia fight, that was another close one with another boxer. So we really look at it like Araujo, her weaknesses really are the fighters that can strike and have some type of boxing experience. That's all the fighters that beat her. All the fighters that beat her that have some type of, cardio that make her have to kind of look for him, and she can't catch up to him. Marcus said Viviane Araujo was getting tagged by Karine Silva, and to me, Vivi only won because Karine gassed. Yeah, she gassed before her, right? I'm gonna have to go back and look at that fight. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that one. That one was a hard fought fight, and yeah, Karine Silva was still game in that one. But that might be a situation here. If Tracy Cortez doesn't gas in this fight, I could see her winning it. I could see her winning, but it's all in how she approaches this fight. It's all in how she approaches it. I think for the division, it would be nice to see Tracy win. I mean, I like Araujo, but I'm just saying, it would be better for Tracy Cortez to win this fight, because that would say, one, she's back in the mix. I hate seeing these fighters that haven't even cracked top 10 or top 5 just fall off. You know what I mean? Like, we already having some questions about Macy Barber. You know, Macy Barber made it this far. Now she pulls out of a main event, right? So she's kind of on the, she's kind of on that, not chopping block, but she's on that little questioning side for me right now. So I hate to see Cortez. Cortez number 10 right now, right? She's number 10 and she's about to fight at 8. So I really don't want to see Cortez go in there and get schooled and get 30-27. So I am more so rooting for the sake of the division and, just having some new fighters. I would like to see the new blood win here. I would like to see Cortez, but will she win? I don't know. I really don't know. What's up, Robot Chicken? I do not know. This is her biggest, well, I won't say her biggest step up. This is like her second biggest step up. Rose is her biggest. And now she's got another one here, Araujo. So let me look at her resume here. Yep. She beat Agapova in the Contender Series. Then she beat Melo, Edgar, Keish, Gatto, Jasmine, which, like I said, those are all names that you expect her to beat. And she didn't really beat them in like spectacular fashion. But now, man, tomorrow night, she got to go in there and make a statement. I mean, what do y'all think? Like, I think Cortez, she can win, but it can't be a split decision, man. Like, it can't be a split decision. I think Cortez got a 30-20. You ain't going to stop Viviane Araujo. I know that now, but Cortez got to do something big, man, to make me think she's going to be a problem, though. She's got to do something big to make me think she's going to do something. Robot said, I don't fault Tracy for the Rose loss. She saved the main event when Macy pulled out. Rose had a full training camp, and Cortez only had 11 days notice, and she was on 11-fight win streak. Yeah, because she was in camp, too. Like, I definitely don't fault her. I know she was already in training camp for Miranda Maverick. She was going to fight a week later, right? I believe that's what it was. So, she was somewhere along them lines of, already being in fight mode. But, yeah, that was kind of a step up that she didn't expect. So, yeah, I definitely got to give her – I definitely give her a little bit of a pass there for that. I get the feeling that Cortez is going to look way better in there than her previous fight. I hope so. Like, I'm really not banking on a finish here. Like, both of these fighters are hard to finish. And Araujo is hard to finish. You can't really finish Araujo. Like, that girl got a good chin. And Cortez don't have that kind of power. She's not that kind of submission threat, too. Because Araujo's submission defense and her own grappling is solid. I just don't really think she uses it to the best of her ability. But I think the only thing we can hope for is like a good, solid 30-27 from Cortez. Or maybe a good, solid 29-28. Like, I see a 29-28 going either way here. I think I was leaning towards Araujo, but I'm going to roll with Cortez in this one. I think Cortez knows what she needs to do, and she'll do it. Like, Araujo, I think Araujo knows what she needs to do in some of these fights, but how to get it done sometimes, I think it just kind of passes. It goes over her head sometimes. I'm not trying to say she's dumb or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, low fight IQ. Because I think I was talking about that a while ago. Like, I think Araujo, if she really had like some solid coaches that could really help her put together what she's using, like, she probably could have fought for the belt at some point, I think I'll go with I'm gonna go with Cortez. Who y'all got? Yeah, I think I'll go with, who do y'all got? I'm gonna go with Cortez. Is that a safe pick for tomorrow? Because I do like Araujo just as a fighter, but yeah, man, she just let me down so many times. Like, let me see. I picked Araujo to beat Jessica Eye. She lost that fight. Where did she start messing up for me? Let me see. I picked her to beat Alexis Davis way back. Picked her to beat Jessica Eye. She lost that. I picked her to beat Montana, Roxy. Okay. Did I pick her to beat Caitlin? I think I actually did pick her to beat Caitlin Chikagan. She loses that. Picked her to beat Andrea Lee. Oh, yeah, I picked her to beat Grasso, too. And Ebas. I did pick Jennifer Maya. That's when I started to kind of, go, yeah. I picked Natalia. Yeah, I definitely picked Natalia Silva to beat her. And I did pick Karine Silva to beat her. So I'd say she's been kind of 50-50. She's been kind of 50-50 with me. All right, Robot said I got Cortez. 2B said Cortez 30-27. Okay, he said it's the last time you go to picking her in a competition step up. Yeah, if she look, that's what I'm saying. Like, if she don't rebound from this one, and Marcus, I'm picking Cortez as well, unless she changes her hair. if she doesn't come in here and rebound from that last one, because this one now, look, there's no excuses in this one, right? There's no excuses here in this one because she's got a full camp, full preparation, and long time off. Long good rest off. To kind of think about the rose beating. The whole eyelash thing, that was kind of a humbling experience, right? So, hey, that Rose fight was July 2024, right? So she's been out the cage for almost a good year. So that's plenty of time to rebound, heal up mentally, prepare for this fight. So no excuses either, right? Like if she loses this one, yeah, I can see this being the last time picking her in a competition step up. For me, it is too, because hey, got a lot of time to prepare. Nothing else can be said here. You know what you're up against. Araujo, I won't say she has like this clear blueprint of beating her, but she is a fighter that if you go in there and watch some of her fights, okay, you can kind of figure her out. Okay, so yeah, I think I'll go with Cortez as well, and I'm kind of in the same boat. It'll be the last time, like, hey, if they try to give her another high-ranked fight, I'm going to pick the other fighter. But she did beat Jasmine. That was saying something, though, because Jasmine, she's a rough fighter, and her hands look good in that fight. Tay, what's going on? Tay in the building. Robot said we just need Tracy, who fought Jazzy, to show up. Yeah, if that Tracy shows up, we'll see a good fight, I think. I think we'll see a good, solid fight that she could win because she could stay in the center of the cage, in my opinion. If Tracy stays in the center of the cage and she boxes, you can beat Araujo. Like Araujo is a fast striker, but notice what I'm saying. She's a fast striker. Like I didn't say she was this smart striker or this type of striker with the timing and everything like that. Like Rose, like notice I said fast. Notice I ain't say slick footwork. Like she didn't really have slick footwork like that. She's fast and she's got some pop, but eventually that kind of wears down if you don't use any of that right, So to me, I think if Tracy stays right there, put shots together like she did against Jasmine, I think she could win the fight that way. Yeah, Ravioli said Tracy disappointed him in that Rose fight. She looked lost. Well, like everybody else was saying too, though, she had been gone. I'm not gone. I mean, she had been not mentally gone, but she had been training for another fight, and she just stepped up to take the main event against a fighter that she wasn't really preparing for. Because imagine going from preparing for Miranda to preparing for Rose, right? That's a big difference. You go from preparing for Miranda to jumping on a main event to fight Rose, right? So you'll be like, oh man, this is different. You know what I mean? Like you could say, okay, I'm trained, but oh, okay, this is a totally different fighter. Yeah, I don't know. Like I wouldn't really be surprised if Araujo did pull something off here. I really wouldn't here. Because if this was Aaron fighting Araujo, I would definitely feel more comfortable picking Aaron. But with Tracy being out for a year too, like I wonder if that affects it, like in a good way Is it going to affect her in a good way? Is it going to affect her in a bad way? Because I've seen her score a lot of wins, yeah, but I haven't really seen her when the heat gets turned up like this, because every win she scored outside of the UFC, yeah, she put it down. She won all those fights. Even her first four or five fights in the UFC, she won against lesser competition. But y'all know when that heat started getting hot, that's the thing too. Like I even think like Aaron probably would have beat Rose on a short notice though. That's just me. It all comes down to mentality too. Yeah, Ravios, I forgot that short notice was definitely makes it not as bad. Yeah, because I was just thinking about that too. Like, you got to look at the level of fighter, and then you got to look at where they were about to go. Like, they were going from a preliminary fight against Miranda, which they probably, Cortez was probably already comfortable thinking, okay, this is a fight I just need to do this and do this. But then you step in there with a former 2-time champion on a main event, it kind of changes. Then you got to go out earlier. It's like everything changes. Araujo likes to strike, but she has sneaky good grappling. Yeah, she's got sneaky grappling. That's why I said, like, her grappling is effective on fighters with bad footwork here. So I think it would be wise for Cortez to stay on the outside in this fight. Because, yeah, believe it or not, Cortez, but believe it or not, Araujo likes to strike, but you can outstrike her. She can be outstruck. Because sometimes she'll just get caught up in the throwing shots and she'll forget to move the feet. And then boom, boom, she catches 2 back like she was doing from did Araujo drop Ibas, or was it the other way around? Was there I'm trying to remember that fight. Like, did Ibas flash knock down Araujo, or was it the other way around? Somebody got knocked down in that fight. I'm trying to think. Who was it? I can't remember. Somebody got knocked down in that fight, I think. I have to go back and look at that fight tonight. That was a good fight, though. Ibas and Araujo, that was a good one. And I think, she had everything needed to beat Ibas, too. I know Ibas is tough, but Araujo was bigger and stronger, in my opinion. Yeah, Ibas did drop Araujo. I thought so. Yeah, Ravioli said I think Ibas got dropped, but I'm not positive. Okay, no, 2B said Ibas dropped Araujo. I thought so. Because I remember she put I can't remember if it was like a left hand that she put down and kind of caught her off guard, flash knockdown. Yeah, she kind of caught her coming in. So I think, as long as you have good IQ as far as, timing Araujo speed and letting shots go, that could be one key to victory for Cortez. And I would say maybe like down the line, she could use her wrestling. Like Cortez could out wrestle Araujo maybe down in like the 3rd round there, because that's where, Araujo might start to kind of fade out a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Cortez though. I think I'll go with Cortez. It's needed too. It's needed for the division, man. Just like I said, number one, I want to see her do good. I want to see some new blood in there, because we'll know once she wins this, we can start matching her up with other people. Araujo wins, it's gonna be like, oh, okay, she won this fight, but we know her as a gatekeeper, right? Which is good for her, Hold on to your job. Andrea Lee almost knocked Araujo out with a left hook. Yeah, she did. It was a left hook too, or was it a head kick she caught her with? Did she catch her with a head kick first? I remember she hit her with like a head kick, left hook. She caught her with some shots in that fight, though. So, yeah, that's the only flyweight fight we got. But the next weekend, I know I haven't really talked about this one. We got Lauren Murphy, right? We got Lauren Murphy's last fight coming up. This one is next weekend. Lauren Murphy is taking on Eduardo Moura in her farewell fight. I really would have liked to see her farewell fight against Casey O'Neill or Wayne Kong. That would have been a good farewell fight, because it would have been like, okay, you still fighting a ranked fighter. But I guess this is it for Lauren Murphy now. She's been out for over 2 years now. And I guess, just, getting up there, married, got a gym and everything like that. So I think she's just looking to, bank out with a good solid fight where she could get a win and that be it, right? Yeah, she's 41 now. And we know age ain't really the factor, with some fighters. I mean, look, Liz Carmouche. I mean, if you compare the two, right? Liz Carmouche, she's still fighting at a high level. And the thing is, like, Liz Carmouche not necessarily like this low level fighter. Like, Liz actually could still be in the UFC too, but they just cut her after that performance against Valentina, which it wasn't a crowd pleasing performance, but it wasn't like this performance where you could say Liz was this horrible fighter. Like, I mean, what do y'all think off topic? Like, could Liz Carmouche still hang in the UFC? I think she could. But yeah, Lauren Murphy at 41, she's just been out for this long time because I know injuries and things like that. I think this is probably the best for her to, just grab one more fight and, make it a fight that you can go out with a win on. That's fine, And yeah, this really on paper, that's kind of maybe what they're thinking. But yeah, this ain't really an easy winnable fight either. It's not really easy to win a fight. Like, I do believe that Eduardo Moura needed to move up. She definitely needed to move up because 115 was, just too. She just couldn't make that weight. She's too big for 115. So she's probably in the right weight class now. But now we're just going to see what type of skills she has for real. But Eduardo Moura right now, I think beast-wise, she's going to be a heck of a fight. How they match up, let me see. Mike Lee said, yeah, Liz would still be top 15 in the UFC. Yeah. Like, I still think she's a prime fighter, especially where she fights, too. Like, I still see a lot of good things going for her. Let's see. Eduardo Moura beat Veronica Hardy last year at the end of the year. Yeah, and I remember she lost to Denise Gomes. Denise Gomes, yeah, she lost that fight, right? She missed weight on it too, right? Montserrat Ruiz. So at 2-1, the Veronica Hardy fight, yeah, she won that by unanimous decision. Still like a questionable type of fighter too, moving up. Let's see what she'll be able to use when she gets up there as far as like what's going to be her thing. Like, can she use her striking? Can she fight big now that she's fighting at a bigger division? We'll see. Like, will she be able to outmuscle Lauren Murphy? Because Lauren Murphy, like I said, like, she's never been one that had like one standout weapon. She's just kind of like a worker. She'll work with whatever she has in there. Like, Lauren is a kind of a balanced fighter, kind of a strong fighter where she'll go in there and use whatever tools she has that the job calls for. Might not be spectacular, but she'll get the job done, right? Striking wise, okay, if she sees it open and take you down, she'll use that. She's pretty tough like that. But like a grinder. Yeah, she's just in that type of grinder, like where it takes you to a certain level. But you saw the separation when she fought Valentina a few years ago. Like, I thought she would at least made it maybe 5 against Valentina, but man, like, you just saw how she just got picked apart in that type of fight. So I think, when she's fighting fighters like this, she knows how to grind because she didn't have to worry about the countering skills or the speed of her opponent here. So, this might be more of a winnable fight than somebody like Wayne Kong. Wayne Kong, the way she fights and the way she strikes and the way she does damage, I think that would be hell for Lauren Murphy for a last fight, honestly. More I just talking about it, but I actually think Casey O'Neill probably would have been a more of a fight where Lauren Murphy probably could have got a win. Like, what do y'all think? Do y'all think Casey would have been a winnable fight for Lauren over Eduardo Moura? Then again, Eduardo Moura, like, her IQ is not the highest when it comes to striking. I think Lauren Murphy has better boxing than Eduardo Moura. I think it's going to come down to more of a physical battle here. Yeah, Ravioli. I mean, Valentina was looking like I mean, Lauren Murphy said it. She was like, it was like being in there, like if you were in there with Michael Jordan, like playing one-on-one with Michael Jordan. She was like, when she got hit with the first shot, it was like blinding, she said, and her whole mindset changed. So I was like, oh wow. I mean, she didn't have to tell us. We all saw it. you know. Robots, are you gonna go live for the fights? I might. It depends. It really depends tomorrow on what I'm doing. Who do I got? Van or Roy Val. I like both of them. I like both fighters. I like Van though, man. As a fan pick, I would lean more towards Van. I like what he's doing right now. He just fought a few weeks ago. He looked real good in that fight, man. He looked real good in that fight. Roy Val, he definitely has a cardio though, man. That's gonna be a tough one. Um, to be said, I seen the graphic and immediately thought Moura. What you were talking? What you talking about? Oh, the hey, what's going on? Is it what happened to the they don't show your full name anymore. What's your name? Just a second here. 1 second. I know most of everybody else's name because I see them a lot, but Tiago. I knew it was Tiago. What's up, Tiago? It doesn't show your name now. It just shows everybody's YouTube handle, but not the actual name. Oh, to be said for the pick who's winning. He immediately thought Moura. Okay. Moura, if she makes it a physical fight, yeah. If she comes in here and really grinds Lauren Murphy, she could probably win this fight. Because Lauren Murphy's been out for 2 years too. That does do something to you. Because we all saw how Joanna looked when she fought Weili in that second fight, right? She been out for 2 years, and I remember she wanted a title fight after being out for like 2.5 years, and then Joanna, after being able to stand up to Weili for after being what was it? When was their first fight? It was like in 2020. Yeah. She was able to stand up to Weili in the first fight, but being out for like over 2 years and coming back to fight Weili in a rematch, she got finished, So being out for 2 years does that. So we'll see how this one goes. I mean, Lauren Murphy, pretty much. This is just another stepping stone for Eduardo Moura here at Flyweight. But for Lauren Murphy, I guess she just wants to try to go out and get a one last victory in. I'll pick later. Really, I'm just kind of talking about the fight right now because I haven't really had a chance to mention it. But this is Lauren's last fight. And Lauren, like I said, Lauren doesn't have like this bad resume or anything. Lauren Murphy was like a solid fighter. Because I remember, she did. That Andrade fight, oof, that was pretty bad, though. That Andrade fight was pretty bad. Like, it was almost on the lip. Well, the Valentina fight and the Andrade fight were pretty bad, though. Those are pretty bad as far as beatings. But she did beat Misha Tate. And she beat a lot of other fighters, too, to earn that shot. Let me see. She beat Marmara Barella, Andrew Lee. That was a close fight. Let's see. Roxy. Oh, whatever happened to Shakarova, man? JoJo, she beat. So, she was always grinding victories out, So, she was just always there, Whatever happened to this fighter, Shakarova? Not Shakalova, but Shakarova. She was 8-2. She ain't fight since, man. Since she lost to Lauren Murphy. I wonder why she stopped fighting, man. Whatever. Oh, yeah. Did she get popped? How did I know that, man? That's crazy. She got popped and she got banned, I think. What was her name? Lilia Shakarova. Let's see. She beat Leon Na, Mingbo. Wow, she's supposed to beat some fighters that you see in ONE FC, huh? Shakarova, man. Hold on. She ain't fought in 5 years. Maybe she probably done now. USADA suspends Shakarova for 2 years. So she got suspended for 2 years back in 2021. She could have came back in 2023, but I guess she chose not to. Meldonium. She got banned for Meldonium. Wow. I know Marcus Bell remembers her. Shakarova, not Shakarova, but not Shakalova, but Shakirova. I know Marcus remembers her. All right, so got a few more people in here. Let's talk about this fight real quick. We got Kareem Silva and JJ Aldridge coming up. Let me pull up the date for this one. What do y'all think about this fight? Kareem Silva. This is a good fight. This is a fight like this is like one of those fights I was thinking like you need to make for this. This is a fight like Miranda Maverick and Casey O'Neill. Something more on the level where it'd be entertaining and they kind of match each other's skill level. Like I thought that was a big jump for Miranda to be fighting Rose. Like I would like to see Miranda versus Casey, Miranda versus Kareem. So JJ Aldridge, just really breaking into the top 15 now. This is a good fight for her. This is a really good fight right here. I think that Cortez, where you see her kind of, I'll say Cortez kind of struggles to show a little bit more. I think JJ kind of does that too, because I think JJ is a little bit more comfortable in her clean technique. Like JJ Aldrich, she's super clean. Like when I see her fight, like I enjoy watching her fight for that. Like I don't know if she'll ever get the top 5 or break in the top 5 or like get up there in the top 6. But I enjoy watching JJ Aldrich fight because of her clean style. Like if she was a boxer, I would definitely be a fan because I just think her striking is really clean. And sometimes that can be a curse. You know what I mean? Like it's a gift and a curse. Like a gift because you can land some clean shots. You keep yourself defensively sound and safe. But sometimes you got to get dirty and then you got to get a little ugly. And I think that sometimes when she doesn't commit to a few shots, that's where somebody else will kind of take the fight to her and it kind of takes her out of her game plan. What do y'all think? Like that's how I kind of see JJ as a fighter, good, clean fighter. Really just started getting into her wrestling and her good takedown defense. Her takedown defense really good. So this is that type of fight where Kareem Silva might try to capitalize on that lack of getting ugly in there. Like Kareem Silva, she can make it dirty if she wanted to. She can make it dirty. So I'm thinking like JJ's got to get respect early with more than one shot. Like, will JJ land the jab in this fight? Of course. Will she be popping her with a jab if Casey O'Neill is at range? Yeah, I think she can. I think she hit her with a couple left hands too. But if you stop and take pictures, I think Kareem is going to shoot for takedowns. She gonna shoot. She gonna level change early because she ain't gonna want to play on the feet. So. And if she can't take her down, I think she's gonna try her best to muscle and just wear JJ down. So I think it's a fight where JJ's gonna have to give some ugliness right back. Striking wise, boxing wise, that goes to JJ. Clean shots, hitting all day, connection rate, all day. But the mixture of a fighter here, I think the fighter that looks to be more shooting towards a complete fighter would be Kareem. I think is because she is getting better with her striking. She's starting to wrestle a little bit more. And I think you put all that together, it could kind of wear down on a fighter. But JJ got to be a little bit more defensively sound. She got to stuff takedowns. And she got to be a little bit more lighter on her feet here. Can't really be flat-footed against somebody that is going to want to get this fight to the ground, Yeah, it's a super interesting fight, though. I like this one. Robot said, I got JJ if she can avoid the ground. JJ just Ravioli said JJ just needs to go down there and fight sometimes. Yeah, that's how I see it. She got to go out there and fight. Like that's what kind of cost her, I think, the Lipsky fight. Because I thought that had she maybe made them certain improvements in there, like okay, if she doesn't match Lipsky with striking, she was gonna be the dirty fighter in there. But I was like, what am I thinking? She ain't gonna go in there and get dirty with Lipsky like that. She's still too clean with it sometimes, If you can land on people like JJ, Because you should be hurt. If you can land on people like JJ, you should be hurting people. Right. Yeah. So that's another thing. You got to get the respect. You got to get the respect, from Kareem Silva. You got to go in there because Kareem Silva, her mindset is, go in there and finish a fight, finish it to the end. And if you're not balancing out like the wrestling in there and the clinch control, like at least Araujo did, it's going to be a long night. Yeah, I'm not going to pick on this one yet. I just wanted to give a little early take here. I think, this was August 16th. Yeah, we still got a little ways to go for this fight. But this one should be good, man, because with Kareem coming off that last fight, I know she's going to be looking to make the right improvements here. And JJ, getting into this top 15 now. It's giving her something to shoot for too, because I've been waiting for her to get in there now. She's number 15, right under Wayne Kong. Now she's fighting the 12. So this is gonna be a fight where you see, okay, Kareem Silva gonna have to step it up here, work on her defense, and JJ gonna have to get in there and get a little dirty with it. I think that's just been her downfall in some fights. So we'll see. Yeah, man. So what we got going on here? Just kind of wrap it up here. I want to talk a little bit about, these potential fights here. Now that Valentina, secured her first title defense, the plan, the UFC still haven't really put anything out yet. Is Weili in talks with Valentina, or is Natalia Silva locked in for a shot? I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see what we got. I'm just kind of double checking as I'm talking right now because I didn't see anything early. I'll be looking for this one, man. I'm waiting for that day we see November Valentina Shevchenko versus somebody. You know what I mean? Like whether it be Weili now or Natalia Silva. But with Valentina, just continuing to do what she does in a division that's thriving, hey, Natalia Silva's the one, right? I mean, Natalia Silva, I think, she's got skills. She's got the skills to make it a good fight, to make us think, until we see how it turns out in the cage, just like leading up, to Manon Fior, got her shot. The more I look at it, I know Natalia Silva is young, but she's been doing a lot to get to this point. So it really is tough to say, put that person in the back for a while and make them wait, right? When they did all the hard work. I think in the meantime, just like in boxing, sometimes if somebody wants to come up and wait, like a Weili, you could make it interesting by moving up and taking on somebody else in the division, right? But that doesn't really seem to like interest Weili. Like every time she talks about fighting at 125, it just seems to want to be a one fight deal. So if the UFC doesn't really come to like an agreement with her, maybe she won't move up. It might be kind of a miss, but at the same time, I don't think it'll be like for a hardcore fan like me, it won't be like oh man, I'll stop watching, right? Might miss out on like this huge fight that the casual fans will really love, and it probably would be a good fight, right? But I would still be highly entertained by this Natalia Silva fight here. I'm definitely going to be breaking this one down, man, because, Natalia Silva, she's ran through her opponents and she's ready to fight. So the more we look at it here, what do y'all think? I know 2B's definitely feeling Natalia Silva. Walter Bell said, what's going on with Silva fighting downward, not upward? Which Natalia Silva? Oh, you mean, Kareem Silva? Well, Kareem Silva just lost to Viviane Araujo, and everybody else is taken, so they don't really have anybody else lined up for her. Walter Bill said, I see Natalia Silva outpointing Valentina. Mark said, I think a fight between Natalia and Valentina would be better since no one has beaten Natalia in the UFC, and that would just give Valentina more credit. Yeah. I agree because that it would mean a great deal because her last two opponents then would be unbeaten in the UFC, right? Like first you beat Manon, who went on a complete 7 fight win streak, right? And then you beat, if you could, yeah, right. If you beat Natalia Silva in whatever fashion, you beat another one on a complete win streak that looked really good, right? Like you just beat two contenders that were on solid win streaks and look better than a lot of the other girls on her resume. So it'd be like, okay, her second time around is looking even more interesting because not only is Valentina, getting older, but it's not even the fact she's getting older, but she's maturing as a fighter. And even if the fighters get better, she's getting even more better, right? She's getting even better. She's still surpassing them. So yeah, like the Silva fight would be good. Fighting Silva early would be smart. Don't let her get any more confident. Yeah. Michael said I have a hard time seeing Natalia beat Shevchenko. I'm telling you, the minute it goes to, I'll just say this, like there will be some crazy moments of Natalia's speed, but I really do think that the moment that the speed becomes somewhat of a problem, Valentina's going to be looking for a takedown. And will she get it? I think she will. And those rounds she gets him down, hey, I mean, we can't get mad when she gets it down, right? Like if she does get her down and she keeps her down, we can't just say, oh, Valentina's trying to be boring. No, like Valentina's just adjusting to the fight, right? You're going to try to match somebody with quicker hands or quicker feet than you like that. Thing is, Natalia has a pretty good scramble too. She can pop up too. Like outside of that first takedown with Manon Fior, Manon, she's a pretty solid fighter, with takedown defense and good solid get up. She's got good solid get up. I think Natalia Silva does too. That's what makes them really just some good solid contenders. Natalia's like, yeah, gingerbread girl. Yes, you got to catch her. You got to catch her if you can. Mike Lee said it'll be a great fight, and don't forget Val's great counter striking. Right. And the jab, man, the jab is a powerful weapon, and Valentina's falling in love with that, and she know it. Like Valentina ain't really jabbed as much as she has since the Grasso fights. Like, I mean, I've seen her jab before, but Grasso kind of forced her to jab more, and since then, from Grasso 1, 2, 3 to Fior, like Valentina been jabbing a lot more. She's been throwing a lot more. She's been throwing, then she's been hooking that right hook off the jab too. So she's been kind of going back old school with some of them shots. So, that's going to be her key weapon if you ever fight a fighter like Natalia Silva. Shoot, it'll be a key weapon against Weili. I think Valentina's jab would be a great neutralizer more against Weili than it would be Natalia. Like, I think Natalia Silva could find a quicker way. What do y'all think? I actually think Natalia probably could find a way around the jab before Weili does. That's just me. Because I think, Natalia is so much more committed to hit and not get hit, where Weili will be looking for more openings to get on the inside, which I think she'll run into that measuring stick real quick. Ravioli said Natalia has good hips and footwork. She's not easy to take down. No, she's not. She's not easy. She's not easy to take down. And a lot of power comes in those hips too. You can just see like her hips, like, and power in her legs. Like that's why she's able to move so fast. A lot of strength in her legs. To be said, I feel like what's really interesting is how Silva beat two former opponents of Valentina. That alone makes the fight really interesting. Yeah. Let's pull up the resumes again here. Natalia. And then you gotta look at how she beats him too, man. Like where she, I mean, the way she beat Grasso up. I mean, she dismantled Grasso and then, comfortably beat Jessica Andrade, right? but just in really solid fashion. Head kicks is on, something to look out for with her. Michael Lee said, personally, I would much rather see Natalia versus Valentina than Weili versus Val. Yeah, man. And that's why we some hardcore fans over here, right? Because most of y'all and myself want to see I want to see solid contenders here. Like I don't, like I said, I will watch Weili versus Valentina, but I'm not one to just go and make crazy matchups. Like I'm bored because I'm not really bored. I'm really not bored. Like flyweight is not a boring division. Like flyweight doesn't really need it doesn't need this fight like that. Paul, what's going on, man? Rabio said this might be a hot take, but as Weili has turned more into a grappler, I feel like her striking has regressed. I don't know, man. Like Weili striking to me, like she's landed some good punches in her fights. Like I won't say like her striking is like before, but I actually think her striking works in her favor. Like I think Weili's striking is more of a grappler's type of striking where her overhand right is powerful and it gets her inside. Cause man, I was just doing a count. I was looking at all the people she hit with that right hand, as she's been working on her wrestling. Like that striking is still solid though. It might not have gotten to a polished level like Valentina or anything, but since she likes to grapple, she still knows how to work it though. And like if you just mean pure striking on the feet, okay, yeah, like it might not improve in that aspect, but as far as her letting her hands go, I can't ever say she's stingy with shots. Like, there was no like great technique to get something down, hitting them with so many shots. But Lemos alone, she landed like over 200 strikes, right? So in that aspect of striking, I think she's doing well. Like she's doing better than some fighters. She ain't just laying on them. Like Weili is always hitting you. Tatiana Suarez, I would say Lemos, Yan Xiaonan. Now, if we talking about like just stand-up game, the stand-up part, she did get dropped like 3 or 4 times against Yan Xiaonan. So yeah, that angle of striking stand up might still be her downfall. Like if she was to, fight Valentina, or Natalia Silva. But as far as just like letting her hands go, she does that. To be said, Natalia has pretty good head movement to go along with her footwork, so the jab couldn't connect too much, but you never know. I would still see the jab. I see the jab. Fast fighters, that jab it connects. It connects because her head movement, it's not like all upper body based. Like it's more footwork based. So when you get that timing down and the way Valentina kind of shifts her jab off the line, she'll find that home for it. Because it doesn't move a lot. Like Natalia Silva doesn't really move her head a lot. Like her head, her chin is up. Even whenever she pulls back, her chin is up. Like you really can't move your head like when your chin is up. Like she pulls straight back with her chin up too. So, and she kind of goes in the same way. So I don't really see her doing a lot of crazy head movement. It's mostly her feet that is taking her. It's mostly her feet taking her head off the line for her. And I think once you start to time her and get her close in, Valentina will find that home for the jab, or she'll throw that hook off of it. Welch Bell said during the jungle fight days, Natalia was referred to as a jiu-jitsu girl. Yeah, but when she won that belt, I believe she won that belt over there by submission. And one girl had her on the cage, and then boom, she took her down and submitted her. I think that was her last fight there. Hold on. Yep, by armbar. Yeah, right before she went into the UFC, She fought Joyce. What was her name? Joyce Moura. I watched that fight. And before that, she got a submission. And you know, yeah, plenty of arm bars. You know, she got a lot of arm bars early in her career. But yeah, to win the Jungle Fight belt, y'all can watch that when it's on YouTube. Yeah, she got she got the belt. Paul said he wants to hear 2Bs versus BJ debate on Natalia. Oh boy, when was the last time y'all kind of debate about her? It was like last month. Yeah, BJ needs to see more, I guess, with Natalia. No, to me, Natalia's ready to go, man. Like, she's ready to go. And I think she could win the belt. But the more I see like Valentina change and get smarter with her, it's like it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight, you know. When one person, you know, whenever one fighter here is getting better and the other one's also getting, you know, still stepping their game up, but this one's a champion, you know, you can't really deny it. It's just like this person she's gaining, but the champion, they're always gonna be. As long as, you know, Valentina's got that mindset to never rest. Like, Valentina's never resting. Like, she rests, right? Whenever it's her downtime, she'll chill. But when it comes to these fights, she takes everybody seriously, you know? That's why she don't mind fighting Valentina. Or that's why Valentina don't mind fighting Natalia or Weili. You know, she don't care who it's going to be because she knows that when she's going to prepare for him, she's going to prepare to her best. And she's going to give that fighter her best. So I think, yeah, Natalia, when it comes down to it, she's good to go, man. She's ready. So the more and more I wait, and the more I just keep looking what's going on. And did y'all see? Ravioli said, has Natalia called out Valentina? Yeah, she called her out after the Grasso fight, and she called her out in an interview. You know, well, she basically put Weili on blast. I did a video on it. Like, do you mean recently or now? Because yeah, I did a video on her telling Weili to stay in her division. You know, she told Weili to stay in her division. And I'm like, hey, talk to him now. It's your division, girl. Like, Natalia, you've been here longer. Yeah, she told because she said that since Valentina didn't know about her, she was like, I'm gonna make sure Valentina knows me or whatever, you know. So not really like any harsh words, but yeah, she was like, you know, Valentina will know about me. So yeah. To be said, I'm honestly much more concerned about the wrestling of Valentina than the striking. That's interesting. I'm actually concerned. I would be concerned about both when it comes to Valentina because she knows how to use both so well, man. Like, number one, in the Grasso fight, Valentina was getting tagged. You know, Valentina was getting tagged by Grasso, but Grasso was still getting tagged back and out jabbed, and Valentina was starting to win the fight, right? And then when the striking got a little heavy, Valentina would take her down and use her wrestling. So Valentina is a good mixture of both wrestling and striking. You got to be concerned about both. And that was a downfall from Manon too. Like, the first round, never counter strike with a strike. I'm going to do this video, okay? I'm going to do this video tomorrow. What went wrong with Manon? I'm going to do it, okay? I'm going to do it. I know I keep saying I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. All right. What went wrong with Manon's fight? I'll tell you. Walter Bell said Natalia is that pesky fly at the female fighters' picnic. Right. The pesky mosquito, because she done lumped up Grasso, right? And lumped up everybody that's been sitting at that picnic table. Ravioli said all the flyweights want to smoke with Weili. Hey, you know, if she want to come up in their home, man, you know, they're going to get it, because even Aaron said it. You know, Aaron was like, I'll fight her. You know, she was like, I don't think she'll become champion here because she's small. Like, they're all just being honest. They're all just being honest. Montua said best stream ever. I appreciate that. Well, make sure you subscribe if you like talking some women's MMA or whatever MMA. Mike Lee said 2B's yes, but Val's counter striking could negate Silva's awesome striking, even in up thing. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Her counter, you just don't know her counter striking is solid, man. Like when she'll throw her little flurry and then end it with a right hook, or she, starts working your lead leg, like it's a concern, man. Like I think it's balanced. I think it's balanced because once a couple of those shots come, and then you're worried about those coming the next time around, boom, Valentina's taking you down. Paul said, I'll go back and listen to the replay, but what did everyone think about the fight this weekend? Is Vivi getting taken down, or is Vivi going to whoop up on Tracy? I don't know, man. I think Tracy might take this one. I was kind of leaning towards Vivi before, but I think Tracy might be able to use her striking, and I think Vivi might actually be able to hang tough in the later rounds. I'm thinking 29-28 either way here, but I think I'll lean towards Tracy Cortez. Yeah, beating Silva's not going to be easy. Like I actually think I could come up. Well, I pretty much came up with some good keys of victory when it comes to what these fighters need to do. I mean, like from Manon, like what she needed to do, what Valentina needed to do, Grasso needed. I think I've been hitting those on the head, right? How it turns out, that's another thing. But I actually think Valentina's keys to beating Weili are a little bit more clear for me. But beating Silva, it will be more of a task. Like, that's just me. Like, what do y'all think? Like, who's more of a task, Natalia Silva or Weili? I mean, of course, on paper, everybody gonna say Weili because she's the strawweight champion, but I'm talking about a solid flyweight contender that hasn't lost since she's on a 12-fight win streak overall, right? Who is Valentina's bigger task? I mean, I'll break it down for you now how she beat Weili. Like I said, that jab alone, man. To be said, I think I'm disqualified from this poll. Come on now. Y'all got to tell some truth now. Y'all always want me to tell the truth about fighters. Y'all can't like somebody too much that you can't tell me the truth. Come on now. All right. Y'all always want me to tell the truth. Well, that's just me anyway. I'm going to be honest, but I don't. I got to know. Mike said Weili versus Val could be boring. Much better fighting. Much better fight with Natalia versus Valentina. Yeah. Marcus said, yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah. To be said, the bigger task is definitely Silva. Yeah. Marcus said, I think Natalia would be the harder task. I do too. Like, honestly, I do think so. Like, and I just mean that in every aspect, because it's just like what Valentina knows and what she's capable of. She could easily find her way to win against both of these fighters. It could turn out to be like that. But I just think that there's still like Natalia Silva's spark, like that could end just like that. I don't think Weili has the power. Well, Weili could have the power to buzz Valentina, but I don't know if she'll have the perfect like execution to get in there to do some big damage on Valentina. For me, like I think Valentina has more than enough to kind of neutralize any offense before she even gets in. And when she gets in, I think Valentina takes over. Whereas Natalia, I think it's gonna be hard to get to her, and it'll be hard for Natalia to get to Valentina. You know what I mean? Like if they both choose these striking range battles, you're gonna see minutes fly by where it's like there's just gonna be leg kicks pecking. I think like don't be surprised if like Silva Shevchenko starts off with just like calf kicks, like each one of them landing like a calf kick. You know what I mean? Like the first 2 or 3 rounds. You know, somebody's gonna have to engage. Somebody's gonna have to engage. And one thing I said too, man, that could be a problem that I saw in the Manon fight for Valentina is with with Natalia Silva being faster than Manon. I think that there was a part in the fight, a few times in the fight, where when Manon would throw up a head kick, it was there. And then I see how Natalia Silva was fighting Grasso. Like Natalia Silva would throw a right hand and then a right head kick, right? So she would hit the same side twice. She was fast enough to hit the same side twice. She would go right hand, right head kick, you know. So that might be one of the things you see that she could break through on Valentina and catch Valentina. Like Valentina, there was a couple Manon's head kicks that got up there too, you know. But I don't think she like fully committed in there, either worried about getting counter-strike by Valentina or taken down, you know. So I'll talk about it when I do this video. But yeah, there was just that. Like Manon was quick enough to get him up there and she could throw those head kicks. But I think Silva's quicker because you've seen her do it in the Grasso fight where it went boom, boom, though, you know, to one side. So that could be it. Like those could be the things that you could see in this fight quick. Oh man, that would be crazy. Like MMA is a crazy sport, man. MMA is a crazy sport, man. Like you could see something like that happen and just be like, boom, wow. You know? Paul said Vivi had held Natalia against the cage for 4 minutes in the first round. If Val gets her hands on Natalia against the cage or the ground, she can dominate, but obviously it's super hard to catch her. Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard to catch her. So every time you do catch her, you got to make sure you can get her down, man. Michael Lee said, I think Val and Natalia have similar speed. I think Valentina has a quicker tested mind. Like, I think Natalia's got the fast twitch type of speed. Whereas I think Valentina has like that quickness of mind. You know what I mean? Like it's always one step ahead of her opponent. Like she knows what to throw because of their placement and their body language. Like she's looking at the shoulders and things like that. And she's already seeing it before it happens. So I would say Valentina is like quicker as far as mindset and timing. It's kind of like Floyd Manny. Like Manny might be faster with the hands, but Floyd's quicker with his mind and overall reflexes. Yeah. And that's the dangerous person. Like quick in the mind, quick in the reflexes versus Natalia's fast twitch muscles, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Because I think the older Valentina gets, like, it becomes more second nature too. Like, she's not trying to keep up with these fighters with speed, you know? Like, she's not really trying to keep up with their speed like that. She's already thinking, like, let me lure them into a trap. Let me see what they're going to do because I know what they're going to try. You know, I know what they're going to try. And then she's like, all right, I knew it. You know, she's one step ahead. That's why she's quicker because she's already got a read on their body, you know? Yeah, I think the strike is going to be a beautiful thing to watch. I mean, I think it's going to be a good fight. Like, it's going to be like a, you know, chess match where we sitting and we waiting, and then when something lands, it's going to make you say, oh, you know. To be said he already see that coming. Oh, the head kick thing. I think the head kick gonna be a problem. Rabiel said Valentina is fast, but it's Valentina's reflexes that are really fast. Yes, it's her reflexes, and it's those reflexes. Robot said, fan of both Silva and Zhang Weili. Whoever gets next is a win-win for me. I was high on Silva a long time ago. Yeah, it's a win-win for everybody. I will be on calling that fight. You know, if either fight, I'm gonna call both of these fights. I don't care, but if the Weili fight happens, shoot, we're gonna have us a little party, man, because a lot of casual fans gonna be acting like they know what they talking about. Look, the day Valentina Weili gets made, you're gonna start seeing a bunch of people come in here talking their trash. If I pick Valentina, you're gonna have a bunch of Weili fans. I'm waiting for it too. I'm excited for it. If this fight gets made, I'm already ready for the Weili haters to come over and start talking trash to me, and they're gonna be ready for Valentina to lose. Because if I pick Valentina, they're gonna be talking their junk. A bunch of people you ain't even heard of coming over here acting like they know the sport all of a sudden. See, at least everybody in here is pretty much hardcore. We all have some knowledge of the game, but the minute Weili comes, the minute Weili gets this fight, I'm telling y'all, when Weili gets this fight, you will see a bunch of people in here talking mad junk. And then they're going to say Weili going to win this fight with ease. I'm telling you. That's one of the things that makes me kind of excited to see the fight get made. But yeah, overall, Natalia Silva, she deserves it though, man. Like, hands down. Like, the more I just keep looking at her fighting and her training, like, it wouldn't be fair, now to just throw her to the side, right? Like, it can be made. Let's go ahead and do this thing, because I don't know if Weili is ready to give up her belt, right? Because that's the situation they're kind of putting her in, right? I don't think that Weili's ready to give up her belt, because if she moves up, the UFC's gonna say, no, you got to stay at flyweight now. So that's another thing. I really don't know if she's ready to give up her belt. And if she's not, you got Verna. They got to do that though, man, because if Weili moves up and the belt goes vacant, Mackenzie Dern says she wants to fight Verna for the belt. She said, I want to fight Verna in a rematch for the belt. She trying to be slick, man, trying to find her way to that title. Did y'all hear about that? What do y'all think, man? I was about to do a video on that, talk about it, but I forgot. Mackenzie Dern said that if Weili moves up and that belt goes vacant, she wants to fight a rematch with Verna. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, because they fought, 5 years ago, over half a decade. Yeah, it's about 10 days ago. This is still fresh. All right, hold on. Mackenzie Dern pitches the UFC title bout. Hold on, I'm going to share the screen with y'all just so y'all can see it. Because I don't know if we want that to happen. I think she might go have to fight Verna, man. Okay. Can y'all see that? I hate ads. All right. Mackenzie Dern pitches the UFC title bout versus Verna, with Zhang Weili angling for the Shevchenko fight. Let's see. She said maybe Weili moves up for Valentina, and that clears the belt in our division. That's what's being talked about, but nothing is confirmed. Okay, so that's the latest that she's heard. She said, I want to fight somebody who's coming off a win, somebody ranked ahead of me. UFC wants to do that. My plan was to fight 3 times this year, and this year fighting for the belt, but it's taking too long. But now I'm coming off 2 wins that were behind me in the rankings. I have to fight someone next. Suarez coming off a loss and will take some time off. So Vern is the fight to make. So yeah, she said Vern is the fight to make. She wants, because who did she beat? She beat Lupi and Ebos, right? So she wants to fight. Well, I mean, that's not a bad idea for Verna, because Verna was the loser last time around. Even though I thought she won that fight, That would give her opportunity to get that back. 2 wins in a row because she's 2-2 in her last 4 fights. I don't know about that. Robot said, I don't blame Dern. She's trying to get in where she fit in. Andrade would probably stop her again. Yeah, so hey, you might want to go ahead and skip that type of fight and go for somebody you're familiar with, right? That would make sense. Ravioli says she looked good in that Ebos fight. Yeah, she did. Ebos, man, I picked Ebos again too, and man, Ebos got destroyed, boy. Yeah, like I think that Dern definitely fights like a fighter that wants to go in there and capitalize. He's a killer, but hey, I don't know if the UFC would do that. I would still rather see go and let Weili and Verna happen. Robot, oh yeah, I read that. 2B said, Paul, I don't understand. I absolutely understand that. For that reason, I get it. Claude, what's up? Claude said UFC aren't going to make Weili stay at flyweight and cook their golden goose. No way. No, She going to do it one time maybe, or not at all. But she can't stay up in there. Too many killers for her there. High Five, what's going on? High Five says Weili versus Valentina may become the grandest champion fight ever. Natalia can wait or even fight Manon. Vienna lost to Dern and Carla, who Weili mauled. Verna is number 1 and earned it, but Dern has a case. Okay. What do y'all think High Five says? Actually, no. Like, I would rather see Manon and Jasmine fight. I think that would be a good fight right now. Natalia could fight Aaron if that happened. If they were to do that, like, yeah, Natalia could fight Aaron. Verna lost to Dern like 5 years ago. She lost to Carl a long time ago. But her win streak is hot right now. Let me see. Paul said the main reason I'm pushing for Val versus Weili is not because I want to diss Natalia. It's just that I'm worried the way we never get this chance again. I don't want to miss it while it's on the table. Right. That makes sense. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's going to be an event. It's going to be an event over here for sure. It's going to be an event over here for sure. Because like I said, we're going to have some people talking mad jump. I know High Five and Robot, they're Weili fans, but they, we all right, we cool. But I'm talking about the Weili fans that don't come over here. They're gonna be talking trash to me. They're gonna be all up in my grill. And I'm just, I would love a big fight like that. Cause yeah, I'm gonna definitely call it, and it's gonna bring some light to WMMA. Like there's no bad thing that could come of Valentina versus Weili as far as like, just an attraction. Because I know some people that want to see it actually. I know some people that ain't even hardcore fans that want to see it. So, yeah, they usually don't watch these type of fights, but they're hearing about it, so they want to see it. They want to see what the big scoop is here. Michael Lee said Natalia versus Aaron would be a total contrast in styles. It would be one great strength against a great strength. Yeah. Yeah, Aaron is not a quitter. Aaron is not a quitter in there. Oh, Claude said he wants to see Aaron versus Natalia too. See, I mean, yeah, like Aaron is not a quitter, man. Like she'll fight anybody though. She did say that if that's a fight they'll have to do if she beats whoever opponent is, she would take it. Paul said, I might also be an obnoxious Weili fan, but I'll try to behave myself. I don't think you are. You won't know what obnoxious is, Paul. You ain't never been around here. Were you around here whenever Carlo? I've never seen you be obnoxious over Weili like that. I know obnoxious. I know obnoxious. Because that was a Weili fan that wanted me. What was that Weili fan talking about? No, somebody somebody from Syndicate Gym actually was on here talking trash, but I had to put him in his place. I was like, come on, man. That was a while ago too. I was just like, what is wrong with y'all? Yeah, so I don't. Yeah, Paul, if you consider yourself obnoxious, you ain't ever seen any of these people. They are beyond obnoxious. High Five said many fighters want Weili versus Valentina. Valentina already made it to the fans' decision and chose that big fight. Weili versus Valentina could be bigger than Nunes Kayla. Could be. I would say it is. I definitely say it is because number one, since Nunes retired, I really don't want her to come back now and try to put her legacy in danger like that. You already got the Hall of Fame inductee and all of that. You done, right? Still a good fight. I mean, like I'm gonna watch it, call it, but again, like I think that when you got two active champions, it would be more of a exciting matchup here. And Kayla don't have the resume that Weili or Valentina has, so that's definitely the bigger fight to me. I mean, if both of them become main events, I mean that's good for WMMA all around. I think both of them probably will be main events. There's no reason to me. There really is no reason Weili Valentina shouldn't be a main event, and Nunes Kayla also should be a main event to me. Because I'm ready to see Valentina get back on the main event myself here. Mm, 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 mm. Mike Lee said Aaron might be able to catch her and not outstrike Natalia, but definitely outdo her on the ground. Yeah, Aaron is strong on the ground. Aaron is her top pressure is heavy. Like when she puts you in that side control, she's got you. She's got you under control, man. Like I said, there's really no bad fight. There's really no bad fight matchup at flyweight. And I might do a video. I might get on live again. We'll talk about flyweight matching up because I'm ready to see some moving forward here again in the division. We'll see how this fight goes tomorrow. But on that note, y'all, I'm gonna get up off of here. I just wanted to kill some time because I gotta get off and go do some things. I'm gonna go out for a little bit. Stays light a little bit here, so yeah, I'm gonna be out tonight. Any no other fights on tonight. No LFA, I don't believe. No LFA, I don't think. Paul said, pretty sure I just heard Fatima say in a recent interview that she wants Aaron to fight Natalia. Kind of interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. So, Paul, she has somebody to blame if she loses. No, I'm just playing. So, now Aaron blames somebody. PFL. Yeah, PFL's tonight. That's right. You got some PFL tonight. I'll probably check it out later when I get back. There was a lot of women's fights last week, though. There's some stuff I still got to go back and watch. There was an Aries FC card last week. Aries, there was a Cage Fury, a bunch of bare knuckle stuff. Ew, man. Hey, ain't Holly Holm fighting this weekend? Oh, yeah. Holly Holm is returning in boxing. She's returning in a boxing match because she's on that Jake Paul card. She's on that Jake Paul card. Jake Paul and Chavez Jr., man. 2B said, what's Kill Bill? Oh, Regina's ceiling. She's brand new. She's only 20 years old. I think right now, I think she could get to some Invicta levels and some LFA levels. But I would not put her in the contender series yet, if that's what you mean. Like, I don't think she needs to be in the contender series. Regina Terran, right? Because she's 6-0. She's got 6 good wins, you know, but you look at the people she fought, I have to still say, I'm not sure. So, yeah, she is on the Contender Series, right? That's right. She is on the Contender Series. She is going to be on the Contender Series. Well, if she wins that fight, it all depends on what she looks like there. But I think as of right now, if she wins and gets on the flyweight roster, I can't really call her ceiling yet, you know. Because honestly, I think that she needs a little more work, you know, through some of those LFA Invicta organizations. Royval or Van, man. I'm cheerleading for. I like Royval a lot. I am kind of cheerleading for Van. That's gonna be a good fight, man. That's gonna be a real good one. Dang, man, it really is. Yeah, she ain't been in boxing in a long. Yeah, like Holly ain't been boxing for a long time, so it's gonna be different, man. I might check that out just to see her fight, but that's it. I ain't gonna watch anything else on that card. But all right, y'all. Appreciate y'all, WMMA fans, for always coming through. Please hit the like button on your way out and subscribe if you haven't. And don't get up and go to the bathroom when these fights come on, because you're missing out. There's some good fights. Sit down and watch the whole card like I do. And yeah, you'll enjoy it. But on that note, yeah, I might get on tomorrow, Robot. I might get on. We'll see. I should get on for this Cortez fight. If I get on for the Araujo Cortez fight, I probably will stick it out for the whole card. And on that note, let's see. Who do y'all got in the main event? Did y'all even say? Who do y'all got in the main event? Before I go, let me see. Who do y'all got in the main event? Did anybody say Oliveira or Topuria? Who y'all got for the main event? You know? Oh, that Pantoja fight in Francis should be a good one too. They killed it with a lightweight and flyweight fights on this main card. I'm still mad, man. My man Roman ain't gonna be on this card though. Kovalov ain't gonna be on the card, man. Come on. Topuria all day for Robot. Oliveira for high five. Topuria for 2 BCs. I don't care. I just can't wait to watch it. Yeah. Kaikara Francis. Boy, that should be a good one too, man. There's been a lot of trash talk there. Oh, man. Shout out to Roman Kopilov, man. Paulo Costa ducked him, and I'm going to end it on that.